2026. I'm 50 years old and newly divorced. Here's my take on things I won't be doing in my dating life going forward. So number one is going to be, I'm not offering to pay half of that bill, especially if you asked me out. Hell to the no. I'm not even pulling out my wallet. You pick up that tab. You asked me out. You need to be the man. I need a man in his masculine energy, provider type. That's just what I prefer. I want to be feminine. I will cook for you. I will do all the things if you do your manly roles. Also, if we've had 2 dates and you want to lock me down already, as in, I've had 2 dates and now we're going to delete the dating apps and it's just going to be you and me. Sir, I don't even know you. I don't think so. I will also not teach a grown man how to treat me, how to pursue me as a woman. You're the man, you're the pursuer, I'm the pursuee. You're not texting me and I'm not feeling that, and I have to tell you that I'm not hearing from you and your communication is lacking, and you respond to me with, well, it goes both ways. You can text me or call me anytime when I'm barely hearing from you all day. Hell to the no. Nope, it's gone. All right, so those are my top 3 that I can think of right now. Feel free to add yours in the comments. I'm already all done with this shit, I swear to God.
Thank you for sharing these with us. It's going to be a no. It's going to be a no. This is what men are running away from at 50 years old. Yeah, newly divorced. I want to check that age. I want to get it right. 50 years old back in the dating world. Now, I'm not saying take what you can get, but what I am saying is there's plenty of women out here like you that say the same thing that you say, and all of y'all are single. And honestly, you talking like this makes me, it almost solves for me the issue and the reason why you're single. I don't even know who asked for this video. I don't even know why this video was a thing. Who wanted this? Who was looking for this? Leave us alone. And once again, I'm not saying that you should take whatever you can get. You should have that mindset. But a lot of times modern women get out here, whether you're divorced, whether you have a situationship, you've been with your baby daddy for a few years and you decided you didn't want to do that, or you've been with a man for 10, 20 years and he didn't commit to you. And so now you have these standards. Kevin Samuels talked about you type of women. Y'all have all of these standards. Y'all doing all of this stuff. Y'all saying all of this stuff and expecting the man to acquiesce. And you're finding that the good men are at home watching this and being like, man, that's funny. I needed that laugh. Sipping a beer, putting his phone down, and turning the game back on. I needed a good commercial break. I appreciate that. So you sitting up here telling us what you are and are not going to do is not going to be impressive to us. Leave people alone. Delete this video too.
In my Things I Truly Wonder About Men series, this has been the most shocking finding, that so many men have just stopped talking to a girl because they've just assumed that she doesn't like him. They just assumed. Do you know how many delusional girls out there have been told, oh, he probably just thinks you don't like her, and like we didn't believe it? Oh my gosh. Guys, we need some communication.
One time when I was in high school, I asked my black speech coach just randomly one day, hey, is it boring being black? And he said, why would it be boring? And I said, well, when I accomplish something, it's a big deal because, you know, I'm female and white. And typically if I accomplish something, it means I had to work really hard to get there. But when you accomplish something, nobody cares because everything's kind of handed to you through diversity programs and such. I was like 16, by the way. He said, wow, that's really racist. And I'm like, no, it's not. So is it boring being black because no one actually cares about the things you do? And what? Is that racist? But this isn't?
One time when I was in high school, I asked my white speech coach just randomly one day, hey, is it boring to be white? And he said, why would it be boring? And I said, well, when I accomplish something, it's a big deal because, you know, I'm female and I'm black. So typically if I accomplish something, it means I've had to overcome some challenges to get there. But when you accomplish something, nobody cares because you know, everything is built for you. I was like 16, by the way. And he was like, wow, that's really racist. I'm like, no, it isn't. So is it boring to be white because no one actually cares about the things you do?
I really don't understand what we have going on here. Quite frankly, I think because you were in high school, he probably was indulging you. He was probably a mix of confused, and then he had to regain his composure and try to be open-minded and say, why is this person asking me a stupid question? Why are they asking me this dumb question? Maybe she heard this from somewhere, and this is just the environment that she grew up in. This is just somebody somewhere along the way made her think like this, or they led her to believe that this was the right way to think. So maybe I can shed some light on the situation. But these are the educated people that y'all expect men to be head over heels in love with. This is the caliber of woman that y'all expect a man to beg for, to yearn for, to pine after, to dote. I want this type of woman. She's got to be mine. Earth angel, will you be mine? To serenade this woman. These are the types of women that y'all want us to serenade, that y'all want us to lift up. Oh, beautiful black goddess, beautiful queen, mother of the earth, sprinkle down your divine femininity on me. No, this is ignorance. And I'll give you a pass because we all say some silly stuff in high school, right? But I just hope that this isn't something that you still believe at your age. Please give us an update.
It's so humiliating getting ready for bed when you're seeing a guy because it just takes me so much longer than him. He's just like watching me. And the other night, I was doing my thing. I was putting on my condiments and sauces, and he goes, "What are those?" And I was like, well, this one's a serum. You know, I used like the ordinary like hyaluronic acid serum. And I was like, this, and then this one's moisturizer. Shout out La Roche-Posay, baby. And he was like, what do they do? And I was like, well, this one hydrates and then this one moisturizes. And he was like, okay, so what's the difference? And I was like, I don't really know how I can be any clearer than I've already been.
I think what he's getting at, since a lot of modern women can't get it, I think what he's getting at is you have so much stuff over there. You have 4 different moisturizers, and you have 10 different hydrating things. You had a hydrating lotion that you already put on. I thought you put that on before you took a shower. And then you had another hydrating thing and moisturizing thing that you put on in the shower. And now you get out of the shower and you have another hydrating and moisturizing thing. And then you have something that's acidic and 3 or 4 different things. Oh, this is moisturizing a certain part of my face and it pulls out these cells and clumps of my skin, while this other thing moisturizes and hydrates this other part of my skin, and it's specifically for the face, and this is specifically for the body, and this is specifically for the hands, and this is specifically for the toenails. It's a lot of stuff. So I'm asking you, what's the difference between this and what's the difference between that? Because it all starts to look and sound the same. And men kind of feel this way about makeup as well. It all seems to start looking and sounding the same, because that's not something that I'm into. You guys be asking or want men to ask questions about what you got going on and take an interest in what you never even ask about my makeup routine or whatever I got going on. And then when the man asks you about it, you want to get here on TikTok and start talking about, well, I don't know how I'd explain it. Oh, are you telling me that you're not good at communication? I thought you said you had effective communication skills. It doesn't look like it. But of course, this is what we see from modern women.
And another thing, as a man, you have to get to an age or to a point in your maturity where you don't even feel the need to say no homo. Because why would people assume that it's homo?
I get what she's saying. I really do. And to a certain degree, this really does make sense. It works on paper, but only on paper because some of the craziest sentences be getting said. It's not coming from a place of immaturity or homophobia. But oh my God, you just have to put a pause on it sometimes. Like you gotta take into account conversations such as this. The other day, me and the guys we hanging out, we talking about football. We talking about the Eagles versus the Lions. Two great teams. Bro, an Eagles fan. He gets overzealous. He says, all we gotta do is come out hard and go right in their mouth. What the fuck? Bro. Hey, bro, the whole room got quiet. That's one of them sentences. I don't care what's going on. You gotta throw a little pause on that, or no Diddy, my bad, something. You gotta say something. In theory, what you saying make a lot of sense. In practice, that shit don't fare well.
A man like you, it's really not much you could say or do to turn him off. I'm on the phone with this guy one time, and he like, what you doing? So I'm like, nothing, just pulling this wedgie out my ass. He goes to say, ain't that what I'm for? Well, come do it then. Since you want to be my personal wedgie puller, just come on.
There's no sassy man epidemic. There's no who gonna be the boys epidemic. There's literally nothing of the sort. What y'all are not understanding is men now understand desirability politics in a way that is now more detrimental than it ever could have been. To simplify, a lot of older men gained clarity. A lot of younger men are now not even indulging in these ideals in the first place. And it's jumbling up into a way where we haven't gotten this place before. We have not gotten to the place where dudes are just like, no, this doesn't make sense. But the catch is it does make sense. It always has made sense. What these niggas don't understand is you're not going to be rewarded for doing the quote-unquote right thing. It was never moral in the first place. It's not moral to give a bitch shit. It's not moral to get all these accolades and all these different things to get women to like you. It's not moral. The fact that some of these bitches will fuck a bum-ass nigga because he's fine is all the validation you need in the world. You don't understand, okay, women, I'm talking to you. Men now understand that as a law. Y'all will fuck a bum because he got some good dick. Think about it from a perspective of a nigga who might think he gotta get all these things and all this other shit, right? Maybe if he just finds a girl that likes him for how he just looks and how he is right then and there, he might be happier. So what y'all are saying is like, wait, if people like me, I don't have to do these things and jump through these hoops that society said I had to before. And not like it's, y'all are just seeing I would say crisis of consciousness. Like they don't, either the young men are like, yo, this shit's stupid. I never would even indulge in this. And y'all can say social media, this, social media, whatever. It's literally them realizing shit in real time. And women, all y'all do is make it worse. Oh, he got to do this. He got to do that. As he should. You're pretending as if these people owe you something by being born. What do you think happens when they realize, no, bitch, you're stupid. And that's actually egotistical and narcissistic as fuck. What now? What now? What now? I'm not even like, you already see how I'm thinking. I already was never part of this shit. I already knew what the game was from young. I don't give a fuck. A bitch don't want to fuck me as I am. But you get what I'm saying? Like the niggas are understanding it now to a point where y'all are getting mad, but it's like, sorry, you overplaying a hand. You overplay hands. Some of y'all ain't even bad enough to overplay these hands. They're hands you weren't even dealt. Like, come on, bro.
And that's it. That's it. That's why you have women on here talking about, well, how come men are arguing like women? Or how come a man won't let me win an argument? How come a man is so sassy? How come he's anything to degrade and to put a man down? How come he's doing this now? It used to be that women would do X, women would do Y, and a man would just allow it. He would go for it. But now it doesn't seem like they're going for it. That's right. That's right. Because they've been doing it and you've been disrespecting them. And not only have you been disrespecting them, you've been getting loud and you've been getting flamboyant with your disrespect. Now you're saying, oh yeah, that's the way they are. Hey, look, girl, this is what they're going to do. Continue doing what you're doing. And actually, we're going to throw a little bit of razzle dazzle on it. Not only are we going to score, but we're going to start high stepping to the end zone. We're going to throw a little prime time on it to let these boys know they're not even close. right? Pick six. We done left them in the dust. Now we got time to turn around and kind of look back at them. We know we're going to get flagged for taunting, but it's worth it. It's worth it. We'll take the penalty because we're that much better than these men. It don't matter where you put us. You can put us at the back of the end zone. We'll tell somebody to run a go route, 99 yard TD, 99 yard TD from the back of the end zone, 5-step drop, 4.5. Make sure you don't hit the back of the end zone. 4.5 step drop. I'm launching it. He done already got 4 or 5 steps on the DB. That's how far we are in front of these men. So we're going to continue to talk to them. We're going to continue to create these courses. We're going to continue to go on these vacations, go on these yachts. Well, we ain't going to give no man no nothing. They're going to pay all this money for us. And that's what a gentleman is. And so when a man says, well, actually, I do want something in return. Actually, I'm done messing around with you and playing around like that. There's men out here that will do and all that other stuff. We talking about the men that's going to take you seriously. When they say, hey, I was actually trying to show you these experiences because that's what you said you wanted. And so I said, I'm going to treat my woman like this. If that's what I really don't have the money for it, but that's what I'll do for my woman. And now I see that you're taking advantage of that. Now I see that you're not serious about this relationship and you haven't been for some time. What you usually like to do in these situations is start to cry, start to beg, start to act like you never said or never meant to say the things that you've already said. And you expect me to just allow you to do it, to take you back every single time. And I've done that a handful of times, but I'm not doing it anymore. I'm getting too old for that. I've been wasting too much time, too much money, too much resources. And when a man sets a boundary and stands behind that boundary and says, now, if you want to be on my team, you're going to get over here on this side. If not, stay on that side. That's when you start calling that man sassy. That's when you start bringing your friends up to the boundary and y'all start spitting on the ground, trying to throw mud on his shoes and all that other nonsense, calling him sassy. You can do all of that, but I tell you what, you bet not cross that boundary. Because once you cross the boundary, you're in my domain. And you will do as I've asked you to do. If not, you need to get out of the boundary or there will be consequences. That's what you don't understand about most men. I keep telling y'all, I'm not trying to scare you. I'm not trying to invoke anything. I'm not trying to say that anything is going to happen. What I am trying to say is you need to be careful of the way that you keep on treating men, of the way that you keep on talking to men. Because once again, you talk reckless, you act reckless, and then what you essentially want to do is you want to be a man's going to draw a boundary. And a man says, in my boundary, in my fence, we don't act like that. We don't do that. My boy's coming in my boundary. He don't act like that. He respect my space. Now, when he get outside of my fence, outside of my house, he might do X, Y, and Z. And when I go to his place, I respect him. But what y'all want to do, what y'all like to do, is y'all like to do whatever y'all want to do in y'all space. And then y'all come over to a man's space and act a fool. And when a man is warning you, hey, don't do that. Stop doing that. You like to continue doing whatever you want to do and expecting a man not to take you and physically remove you from his space when he gets tired of you. Men are on to you. They understand, like he's saying, they understand what you're up to, and they're not taking it anymore. And you're upset about that.
That is why women are single.
Why do you keep talking to money when you talk tradition?
Because I'm telling you that's how I am as a woman. So if I'm with a man, like, I'd rather be at home with the children, taking care of the home.
Can you give me another example?
Okay.
Can you give me another example of tradition that is not based around finance?
That's tradition. The woman role and the man role. The man is the provider. The woman is the
but it's not always
the one that cares for the home.
But it's not always based around finance. There's some traditional things.
I'm taking care of the children. I'm taking care of the house. That has nothing to do with finance.
So you don't believe that in today's world that you can maintain doing both?
I think that's unfair to the woman
You're already doing it.
Correct. But if I have a man in my life,
So that absolves you of everything
and
you've been
that is
doing?
why women are single,
Wait.
because it's like they rather do it by themselves, just like a man rather do it by himself.
The message that you're putting out there is that this is tradition. This is how it should go. And no, how it should go is me and you come together as two independent people
Correct.
and we figure out how to make this house work.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people who would say, hey, you know what? You want to be a Fortune 500.
That is still more tradition. Like, that is a more traditional. If you go back, that's how it was. Women didn't have rights. Women couldn't work. Women couldn't do
But
shit.
you got 'em
Just
today.
Stay home.
No, but
That's what I mean when I say tradition, guys. Like, I mean, like, I'm talking about old age. I would have been better off in the old days, guys. Like, for real. Like, I would have been better off in the old days because I would have been a great mom at home, cooking, cleaning, and that's it. I would have been
Ooh.
good. Like, I would have been good. For
She
real.
threw me off.
That
Like,
gives
I'm being honest. Like, I'm not for this time. Like,
Where's my camera again? Where's this one? This one. Fellas, like the fellas need to hear this. Fellas, I want you to know, and this is me. I'm your brother. I'm your brother. I want you to know. There are women out there that want to build with you, not build with tradition. I'm not speaking against her because what is good for her, what's good for you works for you. I want you to know that. I'm telling you, my brothers, who are now growing in this era where that is becoming a thing. And it sounds, what she's saying is, I don't think she's saying that she would not fall in love with the person, but the message could come across as that. I want you to know that there are women out there that will not put that standard on you and will actually take the time to get to know you and grow with you. And that has been my issue in trying to date. And having to decipher between the women who want that, who also want to take the time to get to know me before they even decide if they want to actually be with me.
I guess what struck me is when she said something about women didn't used to have rights. And then he fired back, well, you have them today. Maybe you couldn't do what you did back then. Maybe you couldn't do today what you did back then. So maybe, you were operating, basically is what I'm trying to say. You were operating in a certain role and I've adapted to that role. That's just what it is. That's how it is. That's really all society will allow me to do. And he's saying, well, you don't have to do that anymore. So I'm asking you to come up higher. I'm asking you to adapt to today. Well, I don't want to adapt today. Isn't this the same argument that we hear from modern women when they say men need to evolve? Well, I want you to be emotionally available. I want you to be emotionally vulnerable, emotionally mature. I want you to have good communication skills. I want you to be, and cue the list of 150 different things that they want you to be as a man. As a man, I want you to have rocks the size of a boulder, 2 boulders in the Grand Canyon. That as a man, because that lets me know that you have enough testosterone and you're an alpha male and you're a double alpha. That lets me know that you're the man for me. So they can put all of these standards and stipulations on what a man is, what an alpha man is. But when a man says, hey, what I'm looking for out of you is X, Y, and Z. I'm looking for you to say, okay, well, we couldn't do then what we can do today. That's just something that happened. Now we can do that. So let's go ahead and do that. Well, I don't want to do that. I want to stay back and do this. I want to do this, and this. Now, from what I heard, there would be some men that would be like, yeah, that sounds great to me. You stay at home as long you say you're going to take care of the kids. You say you're going to do X, Y, and Z. You say you're going to be intimate. You don't mind doing that. I'm good with that. The problem is the man, any deal that you have, pretty much a man is going to take. You tell a man how it's going to go. He says, okay, what's the game plan? That's why they have a huddle. Okay, what's the game plan? And then we go out there and we execute it, prove it. A man starts to talk back when he's like, okay, what's going on, man? Like, I'm telling you, this is what's happening. Give me the rock over here. Now, sometimes you have, speaking about football, you have divas, right? Where they want the ball. So you kind of got to mess with them a little bit. Oh, hey man, I got you. I'm coming to you. I'm coming to you. I'm going to throw the ball to you. But as a whole, huddle up. This is the plan that we got. Hey, you're going to run this type of route. You're going to block this person. You're going to do this over here. Okay, ready, break. And then each person goes out and executes their role. Men will do that. You say you want to be a traditional woman and we define it. This is what we're going to be doing. This is what we practiced. He's going to say, fantastic. Let's get it. The problem is modern women say things like that and then they get in a relationship and they say, actually, I don't want to do any of that. I've had an awakening like a year after they got married. A year after the man said, okay, this is what it's going to be. Great. This is our plan going forward. Great. And then you switch up and you change on them. And now you got them locked in. Well, people change. I've had an epiphany. I've gone through this and that. And I've met God and all this other nonsense and foolishness. And a man has to try to adapt to you, which is once again okay because men adapt. But it seemed like every 6 months you change in your tune and a man can't get stable because he's trying to follow you around and please you. Then you're going to turn to him after 3 or 4 years and be like, you're not the man that I want. You're not the man that I married. You're not a real man. You don't lead the home. And you confuse a man. So what he's trying to get you to do is say, no, man, just let me know what you're going to do and I'll do it. Just give me the plan and I'll do it. Modern women don't go back and forth. This is what you're going to do it. End of story. If you can do more, then do more. Don't try to slink back. Don't try to shirk responsibility. If you can do more, then do more. Period.
Can I ask you a question? Because you've been quite quiet. I want to know. What is the shush? What's the ideal mandate? Where would the man say, ideally, if women couldn't say anything about anything, I would take her here and that's the perfect date for me as a man? What would that be? Because the restaurant, you know.
I ain't got a clue.
He's trying to say that you need to bring something out of a woman.
The reality is the majority of men, yeah. And we'll go based on working class and like lower class kind of men. We don't pick you and think of the date. We pick you because we just want to be with you. We don't actually care where we go.
Nice.
The biggest problem that we have with women today, with the majority of guys, is that you're more focused on where we're going as opposed to me going with you. Yeah. And that's what then makes it feel like you're trying to mock me. Like you're trying to take the piss out of me.
Trying to get man's peace.
No one's saying don't go to Paris for your first date. No one's saying don't go to Spain for your first date. Restaurant or the park. But let me know that it's not because you want to go there. It's because you want me to be there with you.
Can I say something?
And when a man gets to the feeling of they don't feel like it's me you want to be there with you. You just want me to take you. Nobody wants to go date no more. Now, hold on. As we go into the boring part, we are boring. Majority of working class, lower class people are boring because we're not as worldly. Why? Because majority of our time is spent on work. We don't have things say, I want to go to Maldives. I want to go here. I want to go there. I want to go there. We know what we know, which is to pay our bills, make sure we're okay, and be stable. Mm-hmm. When you have a woman, you're a movement by yourself as a guy, but we're a force when we're together. Yeah, as a woman, you bring a different kind of value to man, a spark. So suddenly, we want to go to Thailand and suddenly we want to go sit on elephants. Yeah. But if you ask
now you want to agree. Because you're not listening. But we've been saying that though.
On a normal day, if you ask me, let's go to Thailand and lay on a tiger, I'll take that and say, are you stupid?
Yeah.
But then because you are saying it in such a way, it's making me feel like, rah.
So you have to enjoy the experience.
And I got the money to do it. Let's go and experience it together. But reality is that I don't give a shit about the tiger. I'm more focused about what we're doing.
So you are boring then. That is the ultimate.
That's all she's taken. That's all she's taken from what he said. Bro, she heard all of that.
But I would say they keep on saying that men are boring. You're boring. You're boring. Well, they spend the majority working. Not always. Not always. It's just that what you consider, most modern women have been watching too much TV. They've been They've been watching too much TikTok. So their idea of fun is being out on a yacht somewhere. Their idea of fun is being out on a beach, and not just any beach, some lavish beach in LA or the Hamptons, or just laying out on Miami Beach. The man says, well, maybe we can't go to Miami Beach, but here's a body of water. It's got sun right down the road, right? Or our local place to where people go out. Everybody goes there. I don't really want to go there. Well, everybody goes to Miami Beach. So, I mean, it's the same thing. Oh, but no, just tell me what you really mean. It's kind of like he's saying, tell me what you really mean. What you mean to say is our local spot, everybody goes there, and it's just as nice looking, but it's not as prestigious. That's what you mean to say. You can't TikTok or Instagram or Snapchat about our local spot like you can Miami Beach or one of those other nice places that people go, those the prestigious places. You can't vlog, or, well, actually you can, but you're too small-minded about that. You can't. Modern women don't know how to create, because the real creators, the real thinkers, they know how to take a small thing, something that really nobody is going to, and make it big and make it huge. Think of people like Keith Lee, where they will go to a spot. The spot is good, but people really don't know. So he's given some of these places exposure because his word is good, because he's built a reputation to say, man, I'm trying these spots. And then somebody goes and says, I tried that spot too, it's good. And so they say, man, Keith Lee, he seems to hit more than he seems to miss. I'm going to follow him and see what he's doing. He's creating business for you guys. He's building a reputation based on good word, good knowledge. And he's saying, and over time, he develops an eye for good food. And I really don't know about all that. I would stay away from there. So it's about developing a skill. So when you go out here and you vlog or you look at places, like you're supposed to as a woman, you're supposed to nurture and grow the environment. When you look at a space, it might not look that great, or people might not be paying attention to it. You can come in with a keen eye and you can say, man, let's go to this beach. Man, really? Man, ain't nobody over there. Exactly. That means you and I can spend a romantic evening or afternoon over there. We can bring whatever we want. We can play our music. We can bring our wine, our cheese, our charcuterie board. We can order Uber if we want to. If we get super hungry, we can spend all afternoon there. We can do whatever we want. Man, nobody comes here. So shoot. And she might say this down the line. Ain't nobody gonna be there. Why don't we build a hut? Man, you ain't gonna build no hut, man. What you talking about? Man, don't nobody go there, you said. Why don't we build a hut? That'll be our own little spot. And we build our spot, we take the kids. I mean, shoot, why not? Ain't nobody there. Why don't we build a fire pit? Why not? We want to make it enjoyable for ourselves, and guess what the local news spot is going to ask you? They're going to do a story. Hey, man, so what inspired? Well, we just felt like, we had no money, or, we didn't have a lot of money. We want to make it something that's nice for us. And it started off as a simple idea. We came here and we hung out on a Friday or Saturday afternoon, and it seemed like nobody was really out here. So we decided to make our own. And it was just something to where we can get away on a budget. I guarantee you they run that story. A few hours later, people gonna be in your spot, and you're gonna have to go on down the beach and build another spot. And actually, you're not even gonna have to do that, because people are gonna start copying your idea and building spot after spot after spot after spot, because you was the influencer. You went out there and made something out of nothing. But what y'all are trying to do to these men is y'all are trying to catch somebody on a come up. Y'all are trying to say, oh, well, he already got the money. Let's go where everybody else is going. Let's go where everybody else is doing. Everybody said that Miami Beach is cool. Everybody said that Miami Beach is fantastic. I'm just using that as an example, right? Everybody said this, and this. They said Chanel is good. I want a Chanel bag. They said that a Ferrari is good. I want a Ferrari. They said that you need to have a mansion, even though we don't need it. Let's go ahead and get that. Instead of saying, oh, he got a nice house, let's make it into something for people like me who can't have a mansion, who don't have a mansion. Oh, I got a nice little car. Let me make it into something that somebody like me would want, would need. When they see me doing something and appreciating what I got, then they're going to look to me. And I'm going to be the influencer. That's what you want. You're going to be the influencer because you're authentic. And all you had to do was create and then work on your plan. But a lot of modern women don't want to do that. Men are fed up with that crap.
My heart is absolutely breaking for these new parents, and I need to talk about it. 50 years ago, every parent was so worried about their daughters finding good men to marry. And now it's 2026, and our daughters are the evil ones. I have no kids, and I'm not even anywhere close to that, but I already am so anxious about what dating life is going to look like for my future son. These women out here are atrocious. In my personal opinion, I know no women that aren't lying to men or saying awful things about men or just like honestly out here not being respectful to their future husbands. I don't go to bars, I don't go to clubs because I feel like that's not my thing. But it's every single woman I talk to is like, every Friday night I go out, every Saturday night I go out. That's where I need to be, is in the club. And it's like we're losing the plot. Like, what are you gonna do when it's time to settle down and find a husband? They're not gonna want you.
Blair, we've been telling these women this for about a decade. We've been telling women this for about a decade and they don't listen. It's only the few women that understand what a man is saying. Most men are not trying to be harsh. They're not trying to be degrading. They're not trying to be hurtful. They're trying to tell you after so many years, plain and simple, you're not going to be attractive to the man that you want. The man that you want is not going to want you because the man that you want has disciplined himself. He's kept himself. He's focused himself on what he needs to do and what needs to happen. And then you still go out there and play around, act stupid, and then you want to come to him and say, okay, I'm ready now. The man that told you, no, absolutely not. It would be the same if that man was out here giving all these women attention and you told that man 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago, hey, I want it to be just us. Stop giving other women attention. And he went out there and did it anyway. And then said, okay, now I'm ready to give you and only you attention. You're going to feel like, man, what was that crap? I told you 7 years ago, I'm ready to commit to you. We don't got to get married now, but you my person. Let's explore this before you go out there playing around. That man decided to do what? He decided to play around. So you decided, okay, you know what? I'm going to find somebody else. And by the time that he decides to stop playing, you might be married with kids. You might say, man, I didn't already moved on. This is my husband, Tim. This is him right here. Tim, say hi to Jimmy. And I'm not going to feel sorry for you. Hey, how's it going, Jimmy? How's it going? Hey, so you know, hey, you tell me you know from high school. Yeah, man, she's a really great. Yeah, I know. She's a really good girl. Yeah, you have a few kids together. And now it'll be your fault. I don't understand why y'all don't understand or realize it's kind of the same thing in reverse. Y'all are out here playing and then men are saying, pass.
I've dated 17 women this year. I know. I'm going to tell you about 6 times that I got the ick. Ew. 1, I took Lydia to get ice cream and she made us leave because she couldn't stand being around children. Ew. 2, Hillary had an oven in her apartment that she never used. She had a toaster oven on top of it, and the only thing she would ever cook for herself were frozen cinnamon rolls. Ew. 3, Caitlin and Summer would beg for money constantly and make me promise to spoil them. Ew. Caitlin also DM'd me that I better not marry anyone else because she'll, quote, find and kill her. Hello, police. I'd like to report a psycho. 4, Hillary and Kristen would both beg to be recorded during sex in like this really weird self-absorbed way where they wanted to perform for the camera. Ugh. They were both TikTokers. 5, one girl spent the date hating on cats. Just don't hate animals or children, dude. Come on. 6, finally, multiple women have slid into my DMs with the first message. I don't think you're really 6'2". If your first message to me is annoying, ugh.
Woman in the comments said, I hate it. I hate it that I'm on a man's side. Exactly. Because these women can they just be silly. Just as silly as the men that y'all be talking about. Y'all can really do some weird, gross, ick stuff.
I hate lustful men because did you know that I play piano? You know how many dates I've been on that I wasn't asked a single personal question? A lot. You know, I'm sitting there like doing a whole fucking Rolling Stone interview and the most she can ask is, do you want to get an appetizer? I'm not like sitting here crying about it, but the energy has to go both ways.
There is unease and anger in Minneapolis this morning after an ICE agent shot and killed a woman. And we have to give you a warning here. The video you're about to see is graphic. You'll see an ICE agent stopping a red SUV yesterday. One tries to open the car door. The driver reverses and then pulls away. This is the ICE agent approaching the vehicle. There's the vehicle reversing. Now the officer on the other side of the car, as the SUV pulls away, opens fire. The SUV then slams into a parked car.
This type of rhetoric don't need to be nowhere surfacing around anything at all. The disrespect that some of these modern women out here be trying to carry out. This is where it gets you right here. This right here. Well, I don't have to listen to nobody. And we can expand the view to both men and women. Oh, well, I'm going to teach him or her to do X, Y, and Z. So they can get in trouble with the law. So they can get in trouble with somebody and they can really get hurt. At some point in time, people who are reckless are going to run into a brick wall. They're going to continue to be reckless. They're not going to stop because they feel like they can do anything. This is not funny. It's not cute, and it's not safe. Most of all, I can probably guarantee 100% you want your child to make it to adulthood and through adulthood. I don't know about you, but the parents that I hear, they say they don't want to be the ones burying their children. Do you want that to be you? Do you want that to be your husband? Do you want that to be your daughter out here while her sisters are looking on, mourning her death? Do you want that to be, is that what you want? Then stop going out here saying stupid stuff, allowing them to get away with stupid stuff. You don't got to take nothing off no man. You don't got to sit there and allow no man to talk to you any kind of way, sideways, to put his hands on you, to do all of that other nonsense. The people that I know say, hey, if that man gets to acting up and acting crazy, you always got a place here. If we use that room upstairs, we'll clean that room out, and you can go on back up there and get yourself together until you want to move out and find your own place, or you can stay here, whatever your choice is. You can do that. Men or women. My parents have extended that off to me. Hey, if you ain't got nowhere to stay, we got that room upstairs for you. It's cleared out. Ain't nobody upstairs. Don't nobody ever go upstairs. So it effectively be just you up there. If it comes to that. You don't want, like I said, don't no man need to be treating her and disrespecting her and calling her out of her name. But that don't mean you get on here and say, well, you're going to do this and do this, and I'm going to teach you how to do X, Y, and Z. Be careful. That's all. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but be careful. That's all I'm saying.